She said it like she was commenting on the weather. Calm, careless, cruel. "I'm not introducing you to my wealthy friends. You're too embarrassing." No hesitation, no laughter to soften it, just truth, sharpened and flung like a knife. I didn't reply, because what was there to say? When someone reveals who they think you are, silence is the only answer that matters. She mistook my stillness for submission, smiled that condescending little smile of hers, the one she wore when she believed she'd won. I looked at her for a long time, then nodded once. Understood. And in that single word, the storm began. We'd been married 3 years. 3 years of curated affection, meant for display, not for love. She was drawn to image, to money, status, the shimmer of belonging to a world that always seemed just slightly above her reach. When we met, I wasn't part of that world, at least not visibly. I built things quietly, companies, partnerships, deals that lived behind unlisted holdings. I preferred my name buried beneath shell entities, not for secrecy, for peace. She mistook discretion for insignificance. It was easier that way, until the mask cracked. It began with small exclusions. The dinner parties where I was too busy, the charity events where I wouldn't fit in. She'd smile sweetly and promise to make it up to me, but each promise was another brick in the wall she was building between us. I let her build it, watched her decorate it with her own delusions. When she began referring to her friends by first names only, "Mark said this, Alina invited me there," I knew she was lost. Lost in the illusion that she finally belonged somewhere that validated her. And when she started correcting the way I dressed, the way I spoke, even the way I held a glass at dinner, I realized something chilling. She didn't want a husband, she wanted a prop. The night before it all ended, I asked her a simple question. "Do you love me?" She paused, long enough for the silence to answer for her. Then she sighed. "I just wish you'd try harder, to be someone people respect." I remember thinking, people like who? But I didn't say it. I just smiled faintly and walked away. That night, I drafted the final transfer documents. Not to leave her, not yet. To take ownership of something she didn't even know existed. The country club. The one she and her elite friends treated as their sanctuary. The same one she swore I wasn't fit to enter. It took a single call to finalize it. A handshake between me and the previous owner, a man who wanted out of the business quietly, for personal reasons. I signed the papers under my corporate entity. No headlines, no press. Just a line on a balance sheet that shifted the ground beneath her entire social world. And then I waited. 2 weeks later, she dressed in silk and superiority. She kissed my cheek as she left for the charity luncheon. "Don't wait up," she said, as though she were doing me a favor by leaving me behind. I watched her drive off in the car I bought her, her laughter dissolving into the hum of distance. Then I changed into a dark suit. Not expensive looking, just quiet, clean, the kind of suit that didn't need to prove anything. I drove to the club. The doorman recognized me before she did. He greeted me with a nod and led me toward the terrace. I walked through that marble lobby as if I'd been walking through it all my life. And in a way I had, just not visibly. She was at a table near the center, surrounded by them, her friends. Men in tailored suits, women in designer smiles. Her back was turned to me. Her voice carried, light and sharp, and I could tell from her tone that she was performing again, curating the version of herself she thought they wanted to see. I stopped beside their table. She turned, and everything in her froze. Her smile faltered first. Then her eyes widened, scanning the faces around her, desperate for an explanation. What are you doing here?" she stammered, forcing a laugh that cracked halfway through. I didn't answer. I simply extended a hand toward the man beside her. Elena's husband, the club's board chairman. "Good to see you again," I said evenly. He stood immediately, shaking my hand with genuine warmth. "Ah, you made it. We've been expecting you." Her confusion deepened. Her friends began murmuring. A few stood. Then the manager appeared. "Sir," he said respectfully, "we've prepared your private room if you'd like." She blinked, her face pale. "Private? Room?" she whispered. I turned to her finally. "Ownership comes with certain privileges." Silence fell. Heavy. Absolute. I didn't raise my voice, didn't gloat. I simply looked at her and said, "You said I wasn't fit to be introduced to your wealthy friends. You were right." A pause. "They should have been introduced to you properly, by their employer." The words landed like quiet thunder. No shouting, no spectacle, just truth, delivered clean. She tried to speak, but her throat betrayed her. A trembling laugh escaped her lips, brittle and hollow. This is some kind of joke, right?" I didn't respond. The manager handed her a glass of water. The same manager who, moments ago, used to greet her with practiced courtesy. Now he didn't even meet her eyes. I turned and began to walk away. Her voice followed me, small, breaking. "Wait, please, don't do this here." But I already had. Not out of cruelty, out of balance. Later that evening, I stood on the balcony of my office overlooking the city. The club's final ownership documents sat on my desk, signed. Her name wasn't on any of them. My phone buzzed. A message from her. "I didn't mean what I said that night. Please, can we talk?" I stared at it for a long time, then typed 3 words. "You were right," and turned off my phone. People think revenge is loud, that it's fire and shouting and broken glass. But the truth? Real revenge is quiet. It's walking away from the ruins someone built for themselves, and knowing you never have to explain why you left. She taught me what pride costs. I taught her what it's worth. In the end, we both paid in full.